Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is still in this ascending channel here. There's several possibilities how this could now play out in most scenarios. I think I would see further upside. So for me, the likelihood of continuing this general uptrend, this is higher. Yeah. So I'm looking at further upside, ideally into the region 19 to 20k, as already suggested a couple of weeks ago since we started this move to the upside. Yeah, so far it's playing out. The question is just always on the micro level, how is this playing out? You know, do we continue in an ideal way? Do we continue in an impulsive way? Bitcoin certainly still has a chance to do so because it hasn't retraced too much. It's still holding its yellow support area. It's only Ethereum that dropped below the yellow support area. One reason contributing to this probably is that Bitcoin moved up quite nicely yesterday and Ethereum, well, did as well, but not as strong as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had a little bit more space to drop as well. But yeah, I mean, for everybody who's new, my view is still that Bitcoin is going to do another low. I'm still waiting for the area between 14 and 14.5k, but we're not probably not going to get there until we have this movement complete, this structure, this pattern, which is, in my opinion, an ABC pattern. And in the C wave, we've got the 5 waves to the upside. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means we are basically still in the third wave. And there's various ways of how these subwaves can be counted. And that's important because these different subwave structures, they allow for, well, different subdivisions, different retracements, yeah, where I would say in one scenario, maybe we've got an invalidation, maybe in another scenario we don't. And that's just important to understand. So with Bitcoin here, we are still in the channel. We moved yesterday, and I'm going to zoom in now. We moved yesterday up in these 5 waves. We had a nice 5th wave to the upside. And I take the subwaves out, they just do confuse sometimes. But yeah, we had 5 nice waves to the upside here in this pattern. That, in my opinion, completed a 3rd wave to the upside. And we're now coming down here in a 4th wave. That is at the moment still possible. And it is possible because we're holding still this yellow support area. Do I find that likely still? Not really. Yeah, we have maxed out this support area now. There is no sign of recovery in any way. It just looks to me that we are still going to do here what Ethereum did as well, which means breaking this support area. Now, would that be super bearish? Not really. It would just be not ideal, okay? So the problem that we have here, we could continue in an impulsive way to the upside. In that scenario, we would need to move up now in a 5th wave, finish off the higher degree 3rd, you know, maybe in the region around 19k, then come down in a 4th, move up in a 5th, finish off this 3rd wave, come down in the 4th, and so on. I would just cascade higher like that. That's, however, not really like Bitcoin wants to move at the moment, it seems, because we retraced a bit too much yesterday. Well, I'm saying too much. It's actually not too much for this scenario, not for Bitcoin. Ethereum did retrace too much. Bitcoin purely maxed out this support area. But ideally, what I would like to see, because we've come down to the lower support of this yellow box, so we have basically come down to the 50% level. So if I draw the fib retracements, you can see we've pulled back to the 50% retracement. That is the maximum a wave 4 should do. Now, if we drop below that, we have a different pattern to deal with here. We have to, you know, we've got some kind of a diagonal pattern then that we have to deal with. In that scenario, if we drop below this level, we can still find support at the channel. Here, channel support. Let me take the yellow out. So it would then look like that, yeah, that the wave 4 can come down. It would not really be bearish if we drop below the level. Yeah, so I could look at this as a diagonal pattern, and then we can allow for a wave 4 to come down deeper. The problem is then what happens if we drop out of the channel support. Then we might already be in this higher degree wave 4, yeah, earlier than expected, because that would allow for a stronger retracement. Or I could count this as another 1-2 setup, but that's the same problem that we have on the Ethereum chart. If I count too many 1-2 setups, it's just getting unrealistic. It's usually not going to work out in terms of targets, because it just gets too, let's call it too bullish. Yeah, so it's unrealistic. Then I would rather go with a diagonal pattern, which are actually quite frequent because they're all over the place. So at the moment it's still here a wave 1, a wave 2, and then we are in the wave 3, and in here we've got all these subdivisions. Wave 1 up, wave 2 down, wave 3 to the upside, still unfolding, and in that wave 3 we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, probably as a diagonal unfolding. Yeah, all of this could be counted as a diagonal. I can make that work. At the moment I'm counting this as a, let's call it a normal impulse still, but as I said, there are different interpretations and different ways of counting this. Bitcoin, in my opinion, is too high now immediately to drop down straight away. So my personal preference would be to either go up here from the yellow support box straight away. I don't really believe that anymore. I think what we might be seeing, and I showed you that yesterday during the live stream already and in the last video, that this would become a larger 1, 2, probably here A, B, C pattern. Problem is a little bit that the C wave will be a bit too short, probably, yeah. So that means that we could also lose channel support, and as I said, if we do that, then we might already be in this higher degree wave 4. Yeah, and I might just need to change the subdivisions a little bit. But I think it's important at the moment with Bitcoin, especially if we are in a diagonal pattern, to be a bit flexible. But what I can tell you, key support levels that we need to hold are ideally now 17,600. Now, if we lose that level, very, very relevant is the channel support. Now, if we lose that, we could still hold 16,880, but it's below that level that things are going to get tough for the bullish scenario. Yeah, that's everything I can tell you. So for me, still upside, yeah, especially as long as we're in the channel, upside potential there. Ideally, it would take us into the region around 19 to 20K. So that could carry on for a little while, maybe next couple of weeks or so, we'll see. But obviously after that, we're going to see the decision if Bitcoin really is in this high level scenario where I do expect one more low, or when we finally finish this pattern and we come down, does Bitcoin hold a higher low? And would that indicate that the low is already in for Bitcoin? I don't think so. I think from what I can currently see, Bitcoin should make one more low, but I'm happy to be surprised. So we'll see. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.